For us, revitalization in London is a key component because we have so much existing buildings that need to be refurbished. And basically the WELL building standard is an opportunity to integrate health and well-being into existing buildings and bring those buildings back up to a competitive advantage against other new buildings on the market. So yes, we do see existing buildings and retrofit being a very, very large part of our market in all of Western Europe, especially in London. So the WELL building standard is the first building standard that's been designed specifically around human health. So they basically have started looking at how we construct buildings and understand what is the health impact of all the things that pull a building together. We're spending 90% of our time inside buildings, so we need to be looking at things like natural daylight, better ventilation, materials and off-gassing, moving around spaces, the food that we eat, and the work-life balance of the people inside the buildings. So if we can start to establish a better health regime for our employees and staff, we create healthier buildings which have better asset value for investors in the long term. Yeah, I think that we're now seeing the WELL building standard become a very prominent standard. In 2015, we only had 7 projects registered for WELL. We now have 251 projects registered in 13 countries across Europe. So that's a humongous growth in a period of 3 years. And that doesn't even compare to the global growth that we have. We have over 1,000 projects in 35 countries around the world. And that is really showing that health and well-being is becoming a really integrated part of how we design buildings going forward. I came to this conference because I was really excited to see that we are focusing, and this conference especially focuses on existing buildings, because I think we have to really take advantage of the huge volume of real estate that still exists in many countries throughout Europe. And I think to be able to look at WELL as a building rating system that can evaluate and future-proof these buildings gives us a great opportunity. And I think speaking at this conference allowed me to see that the energy for building around refurbishment is really strong in Poland, and we see the Eastern European market as a very strong market for WELL going forward. Well, very similar to what we have right here in this space. We have a lot of natural daylight. We have plants, so biophilia and natural materials is really critical to a healthy space. We would look at the type of ventilation system that comes into a building and make sure that we're not bringing in any outdoor contaminants from traffic or from pollution. We would also look at the type of food that a company is providing, making sure that the healthy eating choice is the easiest choice to make. We would also make sure that the water quality coming into this building is of the highest standard, so that people actually realize that hydration is an important component for cognitive development. And we would also look at the interesting components of how you move around the space. How can we get people to be more activated and move away from sitting at their desk for long periods of time?